He does. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and cue Phrank and roll music.
Let's go, Fred Boat. Are we actually live?
Yeah.
Okay, 5:31.
Fred Boat's not here.
Yeah. Where'd Fred Boat go? Oh no, where's Fred Boat? Where's Fred Boat? Oh, we need Fred Boat. Okay, little recap. Let's touch up on what happened last session. So you guys went to Haruman. You forced his horse to kick himself in the face, and that is what ended one of Zariel's generals, embarrassingly enough. The horse then faded. Beams of light came down to strike down the Hellrider warriors that were coming after you. And then the hill crumbled, revealing thousands upon thousands of other Hellrider corpses. You guys got out of there pretty scot-free. A big wasp spied out, in particular, Lulu, and then went away somewhere. You guys then went over to the forge, whereupon a conversation was had between Silas, Buru, and Big Boy Belle, at which point a whole bunch of information was passed around about somebody named Archon the Cruel, living up somewhere north of the Avernus map, having some adamantine rods that would be delicious if you could recover them for Belle. A contract was signed in regards to that, and a little something is getting made on the side. Buru also learned about... what the fuck is the shit? Gargoth, thank you. Gargoth needing to go for a swim in order to get out of his current predicament. The last thing that was happening there, Silas and Buru, you were kind of getting escorted out of the forge, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And Big Boy Horned Devil has reapproached after dropping off Silas and Buru, came back out to have a little chitty chat with Gantash and Yoll, and he approached the car saying, "Now it's time to make you squirm."
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Yoll and I would have had time to talk before he approached us? Maybe like
100%.
Probably a couple sentences, because I think we would have probably talked as soon as they left. Like started
At
talking.
least 2 minutes.
And silence. Thumb twiddling. Just thumb wars over and over.
So I will retcon him approaching the car for now, and you guys can go at it.
Okay.
And there you sit upon your scavenger.
Or on the Tormentor.
Sorry, on the Tormentor.
Please
I'm gonna fuck this up.
More thorough notes.
Let me just... Here we go. Notes taken. I'll give you a minute to think about what you want to say.
Yeah.
Why did you climb that tree?
Hey, Silas, where'd you park the car?
They're in the car. Oh, wait, you guys. Sorry.
I thought, based on my judgment, he deserved forgiveness.
You don't think that he would have been granted forgiveness if he had deserved it when he asked for it from the god?
You may be right, but I believed him. I believed his story. And I wanted to help him.
Incredible how sincere you can sound when you're desperate.
That may be true. But upon saving him from that tree, he found forgiveness, found redemption. I'd like to imagine he's on an outer plane now, that his soul has left this plane and has went to where I feel it may deserve to be.
Soul that belongs to Zariel is not so easily freed, I don't think.
Oh, don't I know it. But, you know, Yoll, if we had all the time in the world, I would save every soul off the tree. But I know I can't do that. I can save at least one. And if it's the one that hurts Zariel the most, then so be it.
It almost got you killed, Gantash.
I'm not so easily destroyed, Yoll. I might be frail and flimsy, but...
You're frail and flimsy.
yeah. But Torm watches over me, despite what grasp Zariel may have on my soul.
What do you think Torm would think about you sparing someone that he did not?
Well, it was Lathander's forgiveness that Jasper seeked. And I think
After he was spat out from the light.
I think Torm may see the charity in the work that I did. And I hope he would.
For your sake, I desperately hope you're right.
I trust and put my faith into Jasper's piety. And at the end of the day, Yoll, it's a decision that is done. But I don't think Torm would frown upon my actions.
Well, I put my faith in you not making a horrible fucking decision like that again.
As long as there are no more trees, I think we'll be okay.
I'm not climbing after you.
That's okay. The messes that I get myself in are of my own accord. I knew the moment I put my hand on the first metal barb that I was alone. I had you all to support me, but my journey up the tree was mine, and no one else's.
And you're a terrible climber.
I know. But again, I'll do anything to save a soul, especially if I believe they deserve it. Even you, Yoll. Whatever it takes, I will do it.
I'm not saying you were wrong to try and save a soul. That soul, I am saying you're wrong, but that's a different conversation.
Fair enough.
There are bigger fish to fry, as they say. If you kill yourself saving someone who, frankly, I'm not convinced could be saved, what happens to the people of Elturel? What are you here for? For a deserter on a tree, or for the people of Elturel?
I think to me, I am here for Elturel. That is clear. But it's difficult for me to ignore everyone that can be saved here. I understand where you're coming from. But please try to see where I'm coming from. From years and years working alongside Krieg and giving forgiveness to anyone that walked into the halls of the High Hall. even Silas. He came to me, broken, destroyed, forgotten and abandoned. And him, like many other youth in Elturel, came and sought forgiveness in the High Hall. It's difficult for me to travel through this plane and not want to save everybody. But you're right. I should stay focused on the bigger picture.
I worry that your charity will do more harm than good if you're not careful, that's all.
That is yet to be seen. I'm optimistic it won't.
I hope to one day share your optimism, old friend.
You know, Yoll, I don't know much about you. And while it seems we share a desire to save this hell-forsaken city, I don't think I know why you want to.
I lost my freedom of my own accord. These people lost it because of one man's greed. They deserve to be freed.
At least that much we can agree on. That's quite surprising.
How do you mean?
I don't think that type of thought process would come from someone like you, hacking and slashing through demons and devils alike. Underneath that hard shell sounds like soft turtle heart.
More demons and devils we slash through now, the sooner we can get the fuck out of here. I hate this place.
As do I.
And at that, you guys both take a drink. And at that, yeah,
That was an RP drink. I swig from his keg.
yeah. You guys both, like Lady and the Tramp, just keep tilting it one way. And at that, this tall horned devil, you can slightly differentiate between the two of them, the one that was standing guard the whole time and the one that went to escort the other two, approaches your tormentor, again standing well taller than the vehicle itself, an intimidating frame. You can tell that he is, as he's this close to you, of a pretty imposing rank amongst devils. And he looks down on you both. And again, he says to you, "Oh, time to make you squirm now. Remind me again why it is that you've chosen to come this close to Belle."
Sightseeing.
Bold answer. And where do you come from?
Away.
Anything to add, old man?
We're both from away.
Where are you from?
I too was from where you're from. But then I found purpose. There's no purpose to your life after you're gone from this body. You would consider yourself blessed or better to be where I'm at.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, I could make you sure. I could cut your fucking arms from your body. And I could put them on the old man.
I think they'd look good on you, Gantash.
I've always wanted another 2 arms.
And he leans forward and he grabs you by the arm, Gantash.
Can I resist?
In what way would you like to resist?
Like a girl at a public bar, and a guy's like trying to grab hit a girl's arm, and she's like, you know, just like, ew.
Sure. Make a dexterity check for me.
9.
As you like pull back, just the sheer length of his fingers, like his finger joints are already a good half a foot behind your shoulder as you pull it back. And when he grabs around your arm, his fingers like curl all the way into his palm, like basically like lapping around your arm. And you can feel his just like sheer force, and there's like heat coming out of his hand.
I want to cast Read Thoughts.
Okay, can you just link that in chat?
Give me a sec to activate D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond.
I'd like to very nonchalantly rest my blade against the devil's arm.
So it's just channel divinity, so he can't, you know, he just has to do a wisdom saving throw of 16.
Wisdom save of 16.
Yeah. There's no verbal, there's no semantic, there's no nothing, it just happens.
Okay, just 1 second. Okay.
Fuck. That's juicy.
+7. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
that's crazy. Proficiency plus 4 to the modifier. Crazy.
So you feel like kind of the power of Torm coming in as you stare into his eyes, and he just like kind of blinks off your attempt to get into his mind. Is there anything that happens on a fail, or is it just flat? Nothing happens.
If the creature succeeds, I can't. Nothing happens. I just can't use it again on it. On the same creature, pretty much.
Okay. So he just blinks off your attempts to get in, and the heat from his hand just starts to get more and more intense. It started as like a kind of warm glow, and Yoll, you kind of like gently rest your blade, like I guess on his forearm or his elbow, and he just kind of like looks to you. It's clear you haven't been down here very long. Have you? And as he says, have you, the pain gets more and more intense. Like the heat gets really, really intense. And your arm just starts like pouring out sweat. And you can see, Yoll, that this is happening. Like you can see his clothes are starting to get stained with sweat.
Okay. There's something I want to do. Is this creature a fiend?
I mean, as far as you know, devils are fiends.
Okay. I'm gonna mutter. As he's whatever got my hand and then I'm starting to sweat. I'm just gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna mutter a prayer to Torm under my breath. I don't care if he hears it or not. I'm just kind of very like not like screaming it or shouting it, just like very under my breath. And I will cast protection from good and evil on myself.
Okay, can you link that too?
So they have disadvantage on attack rolls against me. I can't be charmed, I can't be frightened, I can't be possessed.
Okay.
And we can just imagine that, like, I don't know, maybe he feels some sort of resistance or something. I don't know. Like if you,
Yeah, so you, as you cast this, you kind of start to feel like just a little momentary relief from this intense heat that's kind of taking over your whole body now, just stemming from his grasp on you. And I guess to better iterate like what this grasp is like, he's basically got your entire bicep and part of your forearm covered with his hand. Yeah. But you feel this like nice kind of glowing, like almost coolness come over you, and this like sense of calm hits you as you realize you are definitely looking at a fiend, and whatever he's attempting to do is starting to have less of an effect.
I'd like to do something.
Sure.
I just want to look at the Horned Devil, like into his eyes, into the soul that he once had. I very strongly suggest you let go, and I'd like to let the sharpness of my blade start to sink into his flesh a little bit.
And you can see him like kind of grit his teeth a little bit, and he just, "Oh, you haven't been down here very long at all." And he like holds out his other hand and starts just creating like a ball of flame in it. And as he does that, you just kind of see him tilt his head back towards the entrance of the door. You ought to be more thankful of those friends of yours down there. And he just pauses, keeps his head tilted back as though he's like listening to something from the entryway. And he like lets go slowly of Gantash's arm, and he drags it across his shoulder and then across the side of the cart, and he just rips off the harpoon flinger from the right side of your vehicle and just throws it. And it goes a good like 40 feet. This massive hunk of metal just launches 40 feet across the barren landscape.
Good trick.
And then you see him kind of like reluctantly making his way back, and he kind of like reaches behind his back and like just forms this large trident that he just starts dragging across the ground, almost in defeat of something. Flipping forward a little bit to Silas and Buru, your conversation finishes with Belle. He basically tells you to get the fuck out, and I'll have you kind of play from there how you react to that. I'm pretty sure you guys were already on the move, but...
Yeah, I think we were on the way out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you guys make your way up the stairs, you are met about halfway up by that same Horned Devil. He now has a trident in his hand. And he just doesn't say anything to you. He just turns around, and whatever pace you were going at before, whether it was quickened, it just slows to basically a crawl as he slowly makes his way up the stairs, totally blocking the pathway in front of you, but clearly there to lead you out.
We saw you earlier. We're just on the way out, but just one thing. Belle told me to ask you if you had any food.
Don't speak to me.
Okay, well, it's just up this way, right?
Just follow and do not speak. And he slowly, very slowly, makes his way out. Any attempt that you would have to like pass him down that long extended hallway, he just would flare out his wings to prevent you from moving forward and stop to get you basically in line. Yoll and Gantash, you do have another moment after that as they're making their way out. If you need to corroborate anything, otherwise they're going to be coming out.
I just want to hop off the car, and as I'm like watching the entrance that the Horn Devil went in, I just want to like, you know, kind of lean on my halberd, like I'm guarding almost.
I'll like, I want to like pull up my sleeve. Do I notice like a mark, or like do I just see like the indent of his grip on my skin?
Yeah, so there's a clear color difference between, let's say, your wrist downwards and the grip that he had on you. It's almost like it created this just like hot trench in your skin, and it just carries all the way up to just below your shoulder. So there's massive redness, but due to your protection that you put on yourself, he didn't do any like damage. There's no like blistering from a burn or anything like that.
Just gonna like pat it down and you know, to myself. Thank you, Torm. It's like to myself, and then refocus back to the entryway.
Okay.
Storm's not here, man.
Storm is everywhere.
So, Silas and Buru, he leads you out and just silently steps to the side and lets you pass, all the while staring directly at Yoll.
If he's staring at me, I just want to give him a little wave.
And he just silently continues staring. You guys obviously notice a little difference in the car that Gantash is sitting in. There's a half, like the harpoon flinger on the right side has been ripped off and is laying on the ground in between your two cars. Well, I guess far away from both cars.
What happened here?
Temper tantrum.
Made some new friends.
You know that thing's. Oh, you know that thing's for demons, right? Whoever tore that apart. Yeah, it's for demons, not devils. Yeah. Jesus.
I don't know what you guys were up to down there, but I wouldn't push our luck. We should regroup a little further away.
All right. Well, we'll follow you guys. Yeah.
I don't know. Do we have any demon blood? Like, are we good still?
I got some.
Yeah, your current.
Still full.
I have one too.
And I have
Yeah, your current batch. So if you put the full vial in, it'll get you a day, and so like a 24-hour period, let's call it. And given your travel between to the hill from Fort Knucklebone and then to here, which was a bit of a shorter trip, no. The first trip was like 6 hours.
Oh, I didn't know. I did not know that.
So you're about 7 hours deep.
All right.
That gets you about 24 hours of drive time.
Correct.
Yeah, so we're good. We're still good. I just wanted to double check.
Idling and things like that would be included in that.
We turned these off though when we got here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll retcon that in. That's fine.
We put them in park.
You described that's how the ignition works.
I know.
So there's this little piton that you could put in and go
I know.
suck it all up into a little cup.
I know. I'm just fucking with you guys.
I guess as Yoll, if he decides to get back in the vehicle, if not, I'll just shout out down to him. I'll just say, maybe to the bridge, and from there we can decide where we go.
1 sec, and I want to go get the harpoon launcher. The dismembered harpoon launcher.
Okay. When you get up to it, you can see that it's not been ripped out cleanly, as though like it's not like the bolts came out or anything like that. It's like there is just like a tear, as though like the metal were paper, just ripped to shreds and just flung out. It's all bent and mangled, at least at that connection point. But you can absolutely grab it.
Grab it, and I'll. Who knows?
Okay. And it's quite heavy, actually, when you bring it back. Like, this thing there's some pretty solid metal pieces on there.
Can I purposely, while still staring at Horndevil, just throw it over one shoulder and wander back?
It'll be a little bit tough, like to one-hand it, but you could certainly give that a shot.
That's what I want to try.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Yeah.
Close.
Okay.
Hasta mañana.
So you
didn't mean athletics.
so you fling it over, and when it kind of lands, it like you just feel it start sliding back. You're like, oh fuck, and then it just kind of clunks back down, and you've got it just like leaned up against you. It's on the ground and up on your shoulder, but it's not just resting on your shoulder.
Can I move it when in its current?
Yeah, you can drag it. Drag it. Yeah. So you're gonna drag it?
No, I'll just lift it like a regular fucking human.
So just reattempt. Okay. So you readjust and you go back and you fucking just a little shamefully grab it and bring it over.
It would have been.
And he just stares the whole time, doesn't move, just stares at you. Okay. So what are you guys doing?
Guess we're gonna
Regroup at the bridge.
Yep. Take it away, Silas.
I'll say thanks for the escort, and I'll hop in the car and start the engine.
Okay.
Drive this time, Gantash.
Oh.
How are the eyes? I'm gonna go like this. How many fingers am I holding up?
I'll cast thaumaturgy and like change the color of my eyes to like red. I don't think I'm seeing anything.
Well, at least this way, if you die, then I die with you.
Just one way of looking at
Shall we?
it. We shall. And as we drive away, I'm gonna look at the Horned Devil and just Torm him. Just stick up the hand of Torm. As we drive away, just like.
And all he does is he just taps his head. And
No, he'll remember us. He'll remember us, which means that we've obviously left a lasting impression, and also he's fucking shook.
So as you guys are driving away, I just need to know who's sitting where.
I'm
Driver's
sitting
seat.
in the
I'm
harpoon seat.
I'm sitting in the harpoon seat that got tore out.
I'm driving.
Oh,
Like I'm
Okay.
sitting in the seat next to the harpoon launcher that got tore out,
okay.
and I'm like examining. I'm doing a little studying.
Okay. Okay. So you're doing the harpoon as opposed to the crane, correct, Buru?
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do crane.
So that's at the back of the vehicle. Okay, so you guys are driving along on your way. Can I get just two of you? So you're going back to the bridge. Can I get two of you to roll me d12s, please? So let's call it the drivers.
Yep, go ahead.
So drivers, roll a d12 for me.
Finding the dice. It's the weirder looking one. Wow.
Whoa!
I rolled
Okay.
an- I rolled
Careful,
an-
when it's not a skill check, rolling high is not always good.
Yeah,
I
you're right.
rolled an 8.
An 8, and Silas got a 12. Okay, so as you guys are driving along, you clearly remember where you're going. You've got your map for directions and everything like that. As you're going, you notice that you go for about 15 minutes, and you look behind you just to kind of catch a glimpse, get your bearings about you. You notice the forge is actually like not really as far back as you would have anticipated. And you guys just kind of truck along. It's a little bit eerie. It's a little bit weird. And the landscape just seems to roll by. It seems to be going just as quickly as before. But it is taken quite a while to get back to this spot that just on the journey here took about 30 minutes. Time rolls on, and about an hour passes, and you're not back at the bridge yet. Landscape looks familiar. There's a couple of landmarks that you kind of remember vaguely. You can see the river Styx like way in the distance, but you're twice the duration now, and you're not there.
Are we still the same distance away from the forge? Like, is it getting smaller, or is it?
It's definitely you're separating yourself from it, certainly, but not nearly at the rate that you approached it.
Well, I guess this is what they were talking about when they said the landscape is ever changing.
Yeah, I thought maybe I was a bad driver, but
Well, we don't have to rule that out.
it's one of those "it's not you, it's me" type things, you know.
So you guys, are you guys just carrying on?
Yeah.
Let's give it another hour.
While we're driving, I like to inspect the crane.
Okay.
Or the,
So-
yeah.
So I sent you guys some stat blocks a little bit ago. In the D&D chat. Let me just find it. I think it's not too far up. Yeah, it's not very far up. So I sent it on the 25th. So for your scavenger, it is a pretty simple thing to operate. It looks like the controls aren't very difficult. There's basically just a little wheel that you can turn. It turns the crane. You have like an extension where the crane arm can go out, and then there's basically just like a slam iron button, scrap metal piece together that, as you're hitting it, it just kind of clamps the claw down. So you can kind of like smoothly, as you're inspecting it, toying with it, you can smoothly like rotate it, extend, and like slam very quickly. And so you can like fling out the arm and grab something. You get it pretty proficient with it.
Huh. Okay, my bad. Never saw this. Now I see.
Is there any other landmarks besides the forge? Like, is there anything that sticks out instead of just like barren wasteland? Like, can we see the trees?
From where you're at, you actually can't see the trees. But go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception. Check. It's one of those days, isn't it?
Ooh.
Oh baby. So as you're getting a little bit more used to the landscape, you don't see the trees from this distance, but one new kind of landmark that sticks out a little bit is if you look a little bit north, the river as it kind of parses around, and instead of it just being in front of you, the direction you're headed, it jumps around to the north side. You notice there's actually like a watchtower in the distance that's just right on the coast of the river. It's pretty far away, like it's about the maximum range that you could possibly decipher this thing from, but you realize that it is built like identical to like a turret in a castle or a watchtower. Okay. So you guys plug on?
Yeah, I think give it another hour, see what happens.
Okay. So as you carry on, an hour passes, and you still cannot see the trees.
I'm gonna park. I'm gonna stop and park.
Why are we stopping, Silas?
I'm gonna keep driving until, because I don't think Gantash is gonna notice.
Notice the parking?
Yeah.
No.
So I think they were like, I'm imagining in
behind,
my head
yeah.
they're behind. Yeah. So I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
we
keep,
are behind.
I'm gonna keep driving unless Yoll notices and stops me.
Silas, why'd we stop?
We're not getting anywhere.
Wait, why didn't they stop?
Well, because I don't have a horn on this thing.
Well, dude. Well,
I did want to ask a question first
Sure.
before I do anything fancy. Even with my fancy eyes, I don't see like progress being made. I don't see the bridge. I don't see the trees. I don't see nothing.
You know what? Give me a perception check.
Oh my goodness. Ooh, wow.
It goes the other direction. The only thing that you garner is the forge is getting farther. You can at least make that out.
Well, I'll at the very least make. Well, do I even notice? I guess that they have stopped.
You notice they've stopped. Like you're looking behind you.
Then yeah, I will. I'll tell Gantash to turn around.
Oh. Shitty attempt at a U-turn and start driving back towards them, and then I'll put it in park to not use gas. Demon blood is expensive. It's like $1.90 per fucking liter.
And I'll just be standing on top of the car, kind of looking around when they pull up. And I'll just say, we're not getting anywhere, and we're going to be out of fuel by the time we get back.
That's fair. We are far enough to talk. I think I just did not want... Ugh. Gantash kind of shudders a little bit. Be near those horned devils. He'll kind of like slowly roll up his arm, and Buru and Silas can just see this like huge like handprint just like across his forearm and bicep, just like massive.
what happened? Why didn't Yoll just kill that thing?
Well,
Why? How did that even happen?
I was pretty fucking close.
yeah, it was just intimidation from the devil.
Don't
It's
worry,
okay.
I bruised his ego real good.
He took it out on the vehicle instead. I'm okay. I'm not hurt.
Okay, so I mean that's good, but if we're not getting anywhere, how long do these machines run? I have a vial of blood, one full one, but
Maggie,
You
said
guys
that
have-
gives us a day.
that's for. Do you guys have one as well?
Sweet talked her into one extra.
I think you do, right? I don't
have
care. Oh, okay. Don't.
I have an extra one.
I have devil blood. That's not gonna help me though.
Okay, so worst case scenario,
Points work as well.
we're stuck here for a day and a half, and then we won't be able to use these machines.
Well, at least from here, if we're not making any progress, we can talk about what happened in there. How was Belle? I see you still have the shield.
Yes, and
Actually, do I see that he's still like? Is the shield?
yeah,
out?
it's out.
Okay,
Like
okay,
it's definitely out.
He was actually very understanding.
So I'm trying to picture the scene here.
You're telling me that Belle, Bitchy McGee, no longer leader of whatever the fuck this place is called, Avernus,
Wait.
was very understanding.
He's replying to Silas.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. I said he was very understanding.
DM question. So what? We're just parked, right?
Yeah. You're basically in
in
like
the middle of a desert.
yeah, yeah, effectively.
Can I check our surroundings?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Perfect.
Yeah, so obviously you can still see the forge from where you're at. You can see that it has receded a bit into the distance. In terms of landmarks, you can vaguely see something up north. There's like some sort of structure of some kind. That's it. Everything else is just, this is like kind of the most barren point that you guys have come across.
I have another out of character question. Is Lulu still with us?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's just kind of been going for the ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
Assume that Lulu is on my head at any
Okay.
given time. Assume
Basically.
Lulu is kind of like Pikachu, and I'm a bit like Ash Ketchum.
It's not a bad comparison.
dope. That's dope.
Pretty good.
Except for Lulu doesn't do quite as much as Bigaju.
Okay, so sorry. There's kind of like a couple things going on there, but we'll go with I think Yoll, you were saying something to Silas.
Yeah, he said Belle was very understanding, and so I told him to go fuck himself.
No, he
Understanding of what?
it was a joke. It was a joke. We weren't going to make it out of there alive without doing him a favor.
And what's that?
I wouldn't say that, Silas. He was surprised of us mortals just walking in like that, and with the knowledge that we had, and the secrets that we knew that we aren't supposed to know. And if you guys recall, back in Candlekeep, Silvira gave us some information about Belle and some things that's happened in the past in Avernus and how the hierarchy has changed. Belle used to rule as Zariel does now, and I use that information against him, knowing he's not exactly pleased where he is. But I've been holding on to my sanity as a humanoid. There's a lot, and I hope you guys are ready. There's a reason why, without thinking, I wanted to go to Belle's Forge. In Gantash, you recall when we were back at the High Hall with all those refugees, our interaction with Gargoth, as he is listening now, he threatened to kill those people. Ever since we've gotten him, he's put a spell on me. And to put short, actually, there's really no short way to put this, but there's a sense of relief after talking to Belle, and I'll explain. Ever since I've gotten this shield, and I don't even recall the time I got this necklace around me, but as much as you guys know me, a slave escaped from Shalt, surviving the brutal and harsh lands filled with wild beasts, but tasting true freedom for the first time in my life amongst humans. Young, fragile humans with no place of their own in this world, just as I, no place. But ever since we escaped and washed ashore at the Sword Coast of Faerun, starting a new life together with those who survived, establishing a refuge where all others alike could call home. An orphanage of such. And that is where the bulk of this life has so far lived, and seeking wealth and treasure to make a better life for those that I call back at home. There's a reason why I'm here. But this journey has been truly a test to hold on to what we call humility and our sanity. These demons, these devils, I don't know exactly where the Celestials are, but I've been looking. But there are sure a lot of demons and devils. We're here in Avernus now. Along the way, I was once a slave and I tasted freedom. But now, my friends and brothers, I am once again a slave to things I don't understand. One, the necklace that we don't understand together, our dark past, the strange events with that magician. I have no clue. Our agonizing retreat from that portal, that dark abyss, those Minotaurs who almost slayed us all. Us getting the helm back. This necklace tried to pull me back time and time again, but I knew there's something wrong. There's something completely dark with this, as it probably is listening to this conversation as well. And with that in mind, I have to manipulate or somewhat find some sense of control with these things. Now, this shield, Gargoth, the hidden lord of the Nine Hells, he's truly showed who he truly is. And of course, going back to Baldur's Gate, trying to corrupt me, merely, or almost killing us with fireballs and theatrics that he's done before with the Vampires. But my biggest regret of them all during that time was my contract with the Zariel. Now, understanding this, as I am still young, I did not truly believe in devils and demons, this blood war. Slaying that thing in front of us with chains coming out of her and was my main goal. Protecting my brothers, seeing Roger fall. There was no time to think. But with all regret, I signed a contract with Zariel, and I'm trying to undo that. I'm trying to seek that information. And right after another, after the fate of Thavius Krieg, the shield of the hidden lord, there it is, on the wall. Yet another thing to corrupt me. Now, after the events of the High Hall, it's threatening to set embers upon the refugees of the people in the High Hall seeking refuge. And Gantash, you recall, I have no clue on what was going on, but we realized Gargoth had no clue on how to free himself. This pit fiend who's trapped in this shield, listening to our very conversation right now. Upon going to Fort Knucklebone, I searched and I dug for information. But upon getting that information, Gargoth also is aware of what's going on. And in doing so at Fort Knucklebone, another contract was made. And this is why I say there's a sense of relief after Belle. The contract was a deal with Gargoth to protect myself and you guys, to give me strength and bind myself to his freedom. A deal to not kill my friends or those I choose for eternity was the deal. And also seeking help with the necklace and Zariel. But, of course, this is a contract with the devil. Me being the slave that I once was, I had no clue. I had no faith in the gods, I had no faith in the devils, but here we are. The realest thing in front of me was this devil, the things around us. This ever-changing landscape, the red sky is right in front of us. So I have no choice but to believe that this is going to happen. So my freedom is bound to Gargoth and freeing him. And after our dealings with Belle, he's given us information, Gantash, I know will pique your interest. But I want you to understand why I've come all this way and have been quiet and been struggling. Being the bull that I am. Being immature and seeking comedic relief at all times because this amount of pressure. But now my life is forfeit if Gargoth is not free. Now, we can all agree we seek to free Alterel. We seek to somehow defeat Zariel. Correct? Right? That's the goal?
I would hope so. And Gantash will look at Silas.
Well, I definitely don't want to have this contract with her, so that is a goal.
He has one too?
I'm unaware. But
We're bringing stuff up, you know.
when Silas is ready, he will come forth, of course, but our ultimate goal is for the people that we love and cherish to come back to a new norm. And us mortals, here we are, the four of us, one lost along the way, but I'm sure in time we'll see him again. Belle has instructed us to get the keys to the companion. This is no regular key or demon blood you put in the ignition type key, or he seeks what apparently are keys to the companion, a giant adamantine rods that are 6 feet across, 5 of them, of some sort. And he also spoke and reiterated that he wanted the real ones, meaning there are others too. And inside that companion, now, Gantash, I'm not exactly from Elturel. I lived outside of Baldur's Gate for half my life. But that companion has been around for a very long time. But Belle claims that trapped inside the companion is a friend of Zariel, a celestial. And freeing that celestial will help us defeat Zariel. I don't know if anything in the past of your findings, if that's come across, but...
Well, hold on a second, Buru. Lulu might have some answers. Lulu, does that jog your memory, an angel in the companion?
Well, I wouldn't really. No, I don't know about that, because that happened. That happened when I wasn't around. That was after she fell down and got captured.
Do you know who her best friend was prior to falling to Avernus? Maybe back on Mount Celestia.
Well, she had a lot of friends. I mean, Celestials they tend to stick together. And I don't know of any weak ones. Except for me, maybe.
And in Celestial, I'll just respond. You're not weak, Lulu.
And she says back in Celestial, thanks, Gantash. I just feel like it right now.
So we don't know... Back in common. So we don't know who this angel is, but that is pertinent information.
Yeah, that's something we may need to seek more answers about. Now, mind you, these are the instructions of Belle, and to be honest, guys, we don't exactly have to follow it, but there's more to it.
Well, I did sign another contract saying I would.
Oh,
More?
whoopsie. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
More? You are
Listen.
indebted to Zariel and to Gargoth and to whatever the fuck is around your neck, and now to Belle. And you're
Your
telling me
thumb!
to
Your thumb,
fucking
Yoll!
More?
I don't think you remember our dark past. I don't think any of us do. But this is you. And I'm just gonna hold it up.
Listen.
But yes, there's more instructions.
This is like one of those scenarios. There just seems to be, more and more contracts being made. It almost, I understand to a certain extent it's for the good of Elturel, but it's like continuously asking the same loan shark for money. It comes to a point where that loan shark has just got your entire existence wrapped around his finger. Who knows how many more contracts you guys are willing to sign?
I'm not signing anymore.
Yeah, but I'd imagine somewhere in your heart you said that after Zariel's conversation. And here you are with two on deck.
Gantash, why
feel
do
like-
you seem quite as surprised as I do about that they both have contracts with literally the person we're trying to kill the most?
I'm not a creature of faith.
Well, you all know I have one as well, but that wasn't on my own volition. I couldn't control that.
Am I the only one who hasn't signed my soul away to a
The
devil?
companion
just
one.
me?
The Krieg Accord. Everyone in
The
Elturel
Krieg,
signed it.
yeah.
Everyone in Elturel
Okay,
signed
okay,
it.
okay,
Rhea,
fair, fine.
Rhea's life is forfeit too
Fine.
because of the Krieg Accord.
Fine.
I didn't read the fine print, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, me neither. We're both stupid, but I'm trying to correct that. But like
This
I
new
said,
contract, though.
it would make sense to kill Zariel and the contract would be gone. But
We don't know that.
Silas, before you tell them your contract, let me explain the rest about the keys to the companion. Belle wants us to seek out a dragonborn. that flies and goes by the name of Archon. Archon the Cruel, who apparently has his own goals. And
Scary.
somewhere to the north of Avernus, in a distant corner, where prying eyes are least to see, and where Tiamat was buried herself. And this information, Gantash, I feel like only you may know of some sort about Tiamat. I recall her followers back in Baldur's Gate. But this Archon the Cruel sounds a lot bigger than just a follower.
Well, one thing is for certain about Tiamat, is that we're all screwed if we even glimpse upon her red scales. Do you think a singular copper piece missing from the dragon's hoard will go unnoticed by said dragon? No. In fact, some of you even hold her hoard currently. If we go to Archon the Cruel, we must avoid Tiamat at all costs. And then I look at Silas and I say, and we absolutely will not be creating any contracts with Tiamat either.
I mean, the hoard that she had before does not compare to what we have now. A tribute to calm her down would help.
A
but
tribute? A tribute
give her
for
the
what?
gold.
Give her her stolen money back?
And more if she tries to take our life. I think she's the least of our problems.
Buru, I think you are a
I'd
fool.
say she's a pretty big problem.
I think you are a strucken fool if you think Tiamat will even bargain with us. By the time you say please, you'll be burnt to a crisp.
Okay.
If you're lucky.
You did pretty good with Belle.
Okay. Well, now we don't exactly have to go find this Archon the Cruel to get the keys to the companion.
Well,
Gargoth just needs to be freed by being in that lava. And thus, I'll be free. Oh, wait a minute.
if
You'll be
I
free from
don't,
2 of the 4 Sorry, I've lost count. So there's 4.
One of the 2 would
and
be
if
free.
you double cross Belle and Zariel, then you'll get out of your one with Gargoth. Am I?
I'd get out of the one sorry. It's complicated. Lots of paperwork.
Yeah,
of
I'm
course.
picking up on that.
Now,
Buru's not exactly correct.
I forgot that. You know, Silas, you're the one who signed it. Go ahead.
So we kind of have to do this task because the contract that I signed.
Go and get a bunch of adamantine rods, or go and hang out with this guy who is definitely good friends with Tiamat.
Well,
Both which seem like terrible ideas, by the way.
We don't have to hang out
If
with
we're
them,
interested in my perspective.
Well, see, the contract that I signed, unfortunately, my life is forfeit if
Well, you see, the contract that I signed, actually, I have it with me. I'll pull it out. Nothing. Why are you doing this?
You two seem to really underestimate the power of devils.
You know, Silas, now I think about it, why did you sign it?
You know, if you...
Gantash, you're gonna come with me next time when I'm getting some real estate in Baldur's Gate.
Next
So I
time,
don't sign my life away.
I will be sipping loose leaf tea in the freed Elturel state in the material plane. There will be no next time in Avernus. May Torm answer to that too. So let me get this straight, Silas. If you don't get these rods, you die. And you become a horned devil.
There's no time limit. To be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, so we can just take our fucking
Time is on our
time
side.
and come back to Avernus later.
Yeah, I mean,
Next time we're in town. Fuck off, there's no time.
unless Gargoth gets impatient, you know, and sets things on fire. But at this point, there will be. I'll have a conversation with them. He's close to freedom. I'm sure the powers that he has, I can talk to him.
As far as I'm concerned, there are 3 ticking time bombs, and all of them are extremely powerful devil lords.
Now, actually, Gantash, I have a question for you. I don't understand.
I have several for you.
Technically, the devils and celestials coexist,
What do you mean by that?
right? Like they just
I mean, they do both exist at the same time.
like they coexist together. But is it like, do they both hate demons? Or is it like a trifecta of demons, devils, and celestials all
like
at
a
war?
rock, paper, scissors situation.
Yeah,
Well,
because
Sorry, like a boulder, parchment, quill situation.
yeah.
That was a good one.
And then of course you have the mortals in the middle of it all.
well, Buru, you're oversimplifying a very complex universe. There are more planes of existence aside from just the 3 that you've listed. I'm sure that everyone on the outer planes hates all those on the lower planes. I'm sure that's just how it works, but particularly with the war that we are handling, the fact that you haven't seen many Celestia, I think gives you an indication of how much they care about this war.
But that's why we're here in the first place. As I was talking to Belle, I realized the Hell Riders and Zariel took the war to Avernus and
Yes.
failed.
And how many angels joined Zariel on the front?
0. So it was their own
Or maybe
volition.
1, if the shit in the...
Yeah.
Bad. Sorry.
And then the demons from the abyss come out of nowhere at a convenient time.
Well, I mean,
I just want to know a way to seek out a negotiable outcome with these pit fiends. A picture that they see
the
as well.
negotiation is done.
Yes.
You've signed the contract.
Yes, but
Let's
Zariel's the ultimate boss here.
let's reel it back in here, Yoll. First question I have for you, Buru, is you address Gargoth like an old friend. Who exactly is the hidden lord of the 9 hells? You say that like it's a loose term, but that has to have some meaning. Who is... The hidden lord implies that he is the 10th.
Yeah, so Silvira gave us the information. Hold on, having a brain fart. Give me 1 second.
Because the 10th Lord doesn't make me very comfortable. That we have the Zariel equivalent in a shield. We have the Asmodeus equivalent in a shield.
Who's heard every single word we've
And we're
said
bargaining-
for the last several weeks.
And we're bargaining chicken and pasta with him like it's nothing.
Yes, so back in Candlekeep, Silvira, back at the no, it wasn't at the bar, sorry. Gargoth, the Hidden Lord, is a pit fiend sent by Asmodeus, and he was a demigod. And
Gargoth
has
is a demigod?
he had the power to corrupt anything around it. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm apparently remembering. Yoll. And then Silvira explained how Belle was replaced by Zariel. As we sent Gargoth to
The question that I'm essentially asking is Gargoth a 10th ruler of the 9 planes of hell?
That would
I
be
guess so.
complicated.
I mean, let's go ask Asmodeus, right? He'll know. He'll have all those answers.
Let's not.
We are not doing that. No.
You know what? Let's invite Tiamat and Zariel also, and let's just have a big fucking party.
Now, Gantash, I will admit, this idea, this very silly and very simple context or picture that I painted back in Candlekeep, that was a while ago, when Silvira explained how Asmodeus sent Gargoth to corrupt mortals, and then he was put into a shield, whatever, or no, not, he was defeated by some forces of good. I realized that with Gargoth wanting to be free, and that Belle being replaced by Zariel, there is a struggle of power of some sort there. Unless they all just want to kill us, and then it'd be very simple, I guess. But I don't think that's the case.
Well, I'm sure they do. We're mortals. We have very delicious souls to reap. But my follow-up question, I understand, Silas, your life is forfeit to these adamantium rods, and I'm imagining to many other things as well. The problem that I see here is that the delivery of the rods to a man like Belle seems nonsensical to me. Why would we deliver a powerful tool that we could use for ourselves to free a potential angel to join our side, and we're going to forfeit these rods to a former ruler of Avernus?
That might be the silver lining.
What?
That's not a silver lining. That's
No.
actually the opposite of that.
No, we can use the rods ourselves.
No, but yeah,
Maybe you've forgotten,
but
but
you
you
still
did
die.
just say that your life is forfeit if we do not deliver these rods unto Belle.
Well, we can use them and then deliver them after. You never said anything about
are you
doing anything
sure
with
you
them.
read the contract?
Bring up the contract right now. That's absolutely in the fine print.
It was not.
I just wanted to
Not
be
that I'm aware.
Listen, you sign whatever contracts you want to sign. That is your own destiny. But what I desperately need to know is why we would give the rods over to Belle. There's no reason for us to do that. If we're going to embark on this journey, we get these rods, we march directly to Elturel and free this individual that can help us and free the people of Elturel from lightning onslaught every 30 minutes.
Silas, I have a good idea.
try and
I'm gonna give you the shield, and then you bring it back and just misty step into the lava for me, because you're already dead. And then one of us gets to live on forever.
You see me a
I'm trying
quarterback.
to understand this. I'm trying to understand this from the perspective of Silas, who, if we're to be, I cannot state this enough, has made a horrible, horrible decision.
I'm not gonna lie, I was right next to him when it happened, and I realize now it was a bad idea.
Okay, your fault too. We'll get to you later. If it weren't for, if you want an actual silver lining, if it weren't for Silas's horrible, terrible, foolish, idiotic decision, then we wouldn't know that there's an angel in the companion and that we can get some big sticks to unlock it.
Well, I made the contract after we already knew that information.
I want to slide across.
I am trying to give you
I want to
just the shred tiniest.
I want to slide across like the tormentor's like hood, and be like, "You want him to make him something?" Just walk around, just walk away.
Oh, how surprising, Silas.
Gantash, pass me the keg, please.
And I'm just gonna like
He gave him
look at
dragon
Silas.
scales. I'm just
look
gonna
at Silas
turn
as I just
around.
hand over the keg. As much as you'd like, Yoll, I'm not looking.
You know, Silas, thank God you gave him the dragon scales, because if Tiamat saw those, another problem.
I'm glad this is all coming to light. This is phenomenal.
Silas, now I feel like
I'm not even mad about that. I don't even give a fuck about that.
He doesn't even know what he wants, by the way. I just want you guys to know that.
He doesn't know? He doesn't know something?
So Belle was, "What do you want? What do you want me to make?" He's like, here's his dragon scales.
Oh,
Now,
there's a million
Okay,
items.
now you're just tattletaling, and that feels like we're piling on a little bit.
Silas, now my curiosity is piqued. But I mean, while I know, I think it'd be a prime opportunity for the two of you to share your deal with Zariel, so that we have transparency in the group.
I'll tell you what. You tell me your guys's. I'll tell you mine.
what? What?
I actually,
Yeah, mine where she offered me unlimited power, and I said no thanks, bye bye.
I forget the terms, but she offered me power. She
Speak
offered
up,
me to be
Silas.
one
This
of
is
her
important.
warlocks.
Wait, what?
Wait, you have a deal with Zariel that makes you one of her warlocks. Then what the fuck are you doing down here trying to overthrow Zariel? Do we have to worry about you? I'll
Like
put
I
you back
said-
in the ground right now.
I wish I could not sign that contract.
I would like to insight check.
Okay.
I think I'm lying.
Hold on. Wait, Lemon.
I know.
Do you have dice, Lemon?
Yep.
Okay, can you go ahead
Oh,
and...
dude, I leveled up.
Well,
and
you
I-
can also roll privately in Foundry.
Oh, can he?
Yeah, he can. He just has to
Here.
set it to private roll.
Hold it.
Only you know that what I just rolled.
Oh.
How do I do that?
Oh, there's a drop
There's
down.
a drop down.
There's a drop down right above the text box. Public roll, private GM roll, blind GM roll, or self roll.
So you want
it
the
a private GM roll?
so that do
Blind
yeah,
GM?
private private GM so that Frank can know.
Okay.
Okay, so hold on, just wait. Okay, what the? Oh,
Who's trying this? Who's trying this?
good one. Sure. He rolled a D69. He got a 67 actually. That's pretty fucking good.
No, the secret is to roll 69 D1s.
It'd be a giant bubble of text.
Sorry, we
I
haven't
am
done
interested in the rest of your terms, though, Silas, because clearly she didn't just say, "Yep, you can have all the power you want." And it's not just in exchange for your soul. We all know that that's kind of squandered at this point.
Sorry. One sec.
You're trying to remember
if I
the question?
roll, no, if I roll it, will it still do it privately?
If it's set
If it's
to
private roll, then yeah,
private
Okay.
GM roll in that drop down.
you'll see it just the way that you see True privately rolled some dice. Lemon privately rolled some dice.
Okay, give me a check there, Simo. Give me an insight check.
Sorry, what was your question?
Nat one.
That one.
What the
Okay.
rest of my contract is?
So when he, well, let's settle this first here. So
yeah.
when he asks Gantash, or what was the question again that you had asked? What was the exact?
I asked him. Well, he said that he wants to get rid of the contract, and I want.
Oh, I
to
see.
Fiend had never.
I never signed it. Wish I never signed it.
That's right. So when he says that, I mean, you've known Silas for a super long time, and from your perspective, this is like the most open and honest he's ever been with you, and he like speaks to your heart. Like he's like, yeah, I really wish I didn't do that. You see just nothing but regret.
So,
I have to kill a child, and I'm just gonna turn my face.
Well, okay.
Yep, and that is why I'm going through hell, literally, to get rid of it. I'm what you call, or used to be, an atheist, and now I believe in hell and angels.
I believe in hell too. That's bold of you.
your faith might be misaligned, Buru.
I'm confused.
Perfect.
I'm learning.
Very evidently, you are confused. Yes.
There were a lot of emotions going on. Roger just died, and
So you thought, you know what? My friend just died. Why don't I also kill a child?
No! She promised me power. She promised me power to protect.
In exchange for killing a child.
No, the deal was that I would have power to protect the current children. And
all you had to do was
kill one. And then we met Toby, and I didn't know how to. It was.
You have
was
to
tough.
kill Toby now?
No. It's just after that and seeing this cute kid eat so much food I've never seen eat so much.
Oh, so you met a child and now you regret it.
No, I regretted the contract in the first place. It's just I thought in the time, and I quote, to save 1,000 to kill one. And I thought in that moment, like, who's this Zariel? And then now I have this contract, and now I don't like it. And when Gantash and Silvira examined the cube, I realized how screwed I was. And I needed to seek information on being free. So, while learning about the shield and Gargoth in my head, I tried to get every information I could to find a way out of it. Whether Gargoth doesn't get me out of the predicament that I am in with Zariel, then never trust the devil, I guess, is what they say.
Yes. That is absolutely what they fucking say.
Well, this is quite the predicament that our group finds itself in. I have 2 ideas. At least not ideas on where to go, but ideas on how to find more information this very moment. Number 1, this I will be doing regardless, but I will talk to Silvaria right now, in a moment. The second thing, you see Gantash kind of puts his hand over his bag and then just kind of reaches in and slowly
I really hope you're pulling out food.
Takes out the helm of Tormsight. If we're really strapped, this is a possibility.
Surrounded by fucking idiots.
Great, we're gonna have a contract with the angels.
I don't think that's how
Stop
that works.
signing things.
It wouldn't be like signing something. It's like
I'm pretty close to cutting off all your fingers.
And then you'll have a necklace, Yoll.
I'm just gonna fold my arms and watch.
I'll have enough to make a belt.
And I'm gonna tuck in my fingers so you can't see them.
And I just want to, like I told you, Gantash, I shouldn't have signed that first contract, and I wish I could go back and change it. The second one, I really believe that Belle can produce something that will help me get out of my first contract.
And produce
That's why.
something.
Yes, but
Wait,
there
your
is...
second contract is for the fucking dragon scale shit?
It's for whatever item he pleases to make.
You know, Silas.
I can make you things out of dragon scale, and I'm not gonna make you sign fucking nothing.
Silas,
I didn't.
I can relate. You know, you're young. I get it. It's okay. I've seen this time and time again back at home. It's okay.
My head is in the right place. So I might do dumb things.
Respectful
but we're all
disagree.
Yeah. Says the guy who
Your
all
head
on the
is
same
very,
page.
very in the wrong place, and I think
Yeah.
that's the problem.
What was the
saying.
demon's name?
We're on
Argoth,
the same page.
right? Sounds like Gargoth,
Baffin?
right?
Jesus Christ.
Silas, that demon you summoned? You remember that? We didn't have to talk about that. Might as well let it all air out. Air out for Ergoth, whatever his name was. Why'd you summon a demon? How could you even do that? I know Gantash his eyes are on you right now. He wants to know why you did that.
At this point, Buru, I don't have the energy to keep up with Silas. He does as he pleases.
But after all that's been said, guys, we all seek the justice towards Zariel, correct? Or at least the justice for the people of
But
Elturel.
it seems like the two of you have contracts where if you help her, you have infinite power.
Yeah, but if I wanted to kill a child, I would have done it a long time ago.
I'm gonna pretend like you didn't just say that.
But I have not done that. And I think about the contract all the time.
I'm going to choose to believe that our interests are aligned. Our interests remain aligned. Because I don't know how the fuck to get out of here otherwise.
That is fair.
Don't prove me wrong.
At this, Gantash puts the helmet away. And he leans. He's still in the car. Like he never left the car. He kind of like leans into the steering wheel and closes his eyes and starts muttering this prayer underneath his breath. It's kind of like over and over and over again. Kind of like, you know, when a kid sees the boogeyman and they're just like put the blanket over and they're just trying to like, he's not there, he's not there. So like I'm just kind of like trying to materialize something, and I will cast 3rd level sending.
Ooh. This is new. A new toy. Okay.
And I will choose Silvaria as my target.
Okay.
And I've already written out the words that I'm going to say. 24 words. I counted it for you.
Okay.
There's a 5% chance, which means there's a D100 roll coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There is an angel trapped in the companion. That is Zariel's best friend. Who do you think that could be? Are they worth saving? 24 words.
D100, baby.
Oh, the message is...
I would just do it in Foundry.
Okay.
Don't roll 20 D20 or 5 D20s.
No, you would roll 2d10s, and you can determine.
Oh, right.
from that.
Of course. Yeah, you can do that.
I was using the range 50 to 55 to determine.
Oh my god.
5% seems so low.
It's a good spell.
Yeah, it's a great spell.
So after not too long of a wait, you hear in your own head, actually, I do need a second here. I need a second. You hear in your head, wow. Must be powerful. Must be pissed to be imprisoned. Could be useful tool.
You're like halfway.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And kind of Gantash
I'm
comes.
hoping this is gonna end at wow.
Gantash comes to and he just hits the steering wheel. Well, Savaria wasn't of much help, but what I did gather, at least, is that it is worth it. It's in our best interest to save this individual trapped in the companion. It'll help us against Zariel, and that's what matters. No offense, Silas, but I'd imagine an angel trapped in a ball, spewing out lightning at a consistent rate is going to help us a little bit more than some dragon scales.
I mean, I agree. We still have to bring him those rods eventually.
You still have to bring him those rods eventually.
That is true.
I will only help if the angel comes first.
I mean,
Well, let's see if. How does defeating Belle sound? Is that an idea?
Gantash just
How does that sound, Gargoth? As I say that openly. With everything that you've heard, of course you want to free the Celestial. Of course you want your freedom as well, and I'll make that a priority as my life is bound to yours. But I don't think Belle's gonna let Silas,
well, that was never in the contract. He just wanted the rods.
Well, Buru, the thing you don't understand about devils is the nuances. Belle will do what he pleases, as will I. But what I will tell you that you missed on his face. He doesn't really give a shit about those rods. He just wants to see if you'd be willing to get them. I doubt he's going to keep them for himself. It's not like he can use them in the face of Zariel and Asmodeus. He'd be taking out one of Asmodeus's top generals. Right out in the open, or at least trying to. So he doesn't want them. But he does want you to have them.
Oh. Gargoth has explained that Belle doesn't give a shit about the rods. The dessert that Silas served up for him, though, is his life, unfortunately, for the item that is to be created. But the rods, I see it as a... Well, given that the information on the companion is true, is a, how do you say, sign of good faith for us to defeat Zariel. That is nowhere to be, how do you say, related to Belle. That is why I guess Archon should never know, or no one should ever know Belle's name would be said with regards to these rods. He wanted us to have these rods to defeat Zariel.
Quite frankly, Buru, I appreciate Belle's information. There's no universe where I let Silas drag them back to Belle before that angel gets freed.
No, I agree.
I mean-
I'm on that plan.
Well, Silas, do you have your contract? It doesn't say anything about freeing
have
the
the
angel, freeing the
It doesn't.
opening the companion
No,
first.
you don't have the contract. That's what I'm assuming.
But I do remember the contract was short and simple. It was retrieve the rods. You'll make the thing, or my life is forfeit, sort of thing. That was fairly simple.
Actually,
Mentioned nothing about.
given the context of how the information was given, we just need to accept or at least swallow the idea of giving the rods first to Belle, unless we figure out how to use the rods before we go to Belle and free the Celestial ourselves. That is pretty much where we stand, right? We just feel it's really risky to bring it to Belle first.
No, we shouldn't. There was nothing in the contract. We should
You're
use
also
them.
forgetting a detail, and that the only way to find the rods is to basically deliver ourselves to Tiamat.
Well, that's not entirely true. Tiamat's just nearby.
Buried, apparently.
Deliver ourselves to Tiamat's neighbor.
Yes.
How bad could it be?
Very, very extremely bad.
We've been through pretty bad so far.
Yeah, we have.
Here's what we currently have. We need to find a citadel in a scab. We have a lead on Orlantheus who knows where it's located. Unfortunately, I'd imagine that neither of us are going to be capable of wielding this weapon. I'd also imagine we would either need Yoll or potentially this angel trapped in the companion, or maybe the angel trapped in the companion is Yoll. I think very likely we'll need this angel to wield the sword. Not to mention, they will likely be of great use and power to take down whoever is guarding the citadel. I know that we can likely do it alone, we're a strong group, but imagine having an angel at our side, claiming this weapon, going to Zariel, getting the job done, and getting home safely.
Lulu, does that make sense? It makes sense to me.
I was just thinking, if I were trapped in a big ball like that for, decades, probably being tortured, I don't know that I would be the same, but either way, I'd be willing to bet even a celestial would have a clear enough mind to pick the right target.
Being trapped for all of eternity and being freed by 4 or 5 little mortals with the same enemy, I think it would be okay, but I understand what you mean, Lulu. It's a very long time.
Yeah, and I'm sure it knows who put it there, so there's no harm in that. I just kind of feel bad that whoever's in there is in there. That's a long time to be trapped up there, providing light for all those people for all that time.
Yeah, that is a long time.
Now, Archon the Cruel apparently resides or is north. The northern part of Avernus. Actually, give me 1 second.
I don't want to convolute our discussion any further, There's one more small detail that should be mentioned. Before I saved Yander, he did mention that something was being tortured to kill demons. On the way to Olanthius, there's a tower, a yellow one. And something is being tortured that is not from this devilish plane. It's not a demon, and it's being used to kill demons, and it's not a devil from the devilish plane. One can assume it's a mortal or a celestial. I'm just saying, if we're gonna go to Olanthius, that might be, at some point, a worthy pit stop.
That does sound more like Yale.
Possibly, but Haruman did say that Yale went to a different plane when we asked him.
Oh, as I remember correctly, Yale was the one who made the citadel out of the sword.
Yes, and that's who we're seeking, but Haruman said she went to a different plane.
Well, the companion was on a different plane.
It's a good point. The way I see it is those rods are our highest priority right now. We have other leads that can follow after we save this angel.
I don't think it's quite so simple as unlocking the companion and then taking the poles somewhere else. I don't think these work like a key, like you'd expect a key for a chest. I feel like we're kind of overlooking the fact that like this is very clearly something that we do not understand.
Maybe.
And we are it very much feels to me like we're counting on something that we don't understand to work the way we expect it to on the mortal plane. Think about where we are and the things that we're dealing with.
Yoll does have a point. It does kind of sound a little too good to be true in a way. But if we were to do this, I realize that maybe finding more answers and help. And I think Mad Maggie and her Kenku and the vehicles would be able to help us move those rods if they truly do exist. If this all is true, but I think finding the information is all we can do right now and pursue this hope.
Well, there is one other sort of hurdle that we have to figure out how to cross. We've been driving for 2 hours and haven't gotten anywhere.
True. But I think as we figure out what to do, as we actually come close to painting this picture, I'm sure we'll get to where we need to. That's why I asked about the vials of blood.
We'll get to
Gantash.
where we need to if I need to carry you all on my shoulders. I'd just rather not.
Gantash, you said there was a tower. And I'll just point to the clock tower that you said I saw. And
Watchtower.
the watchtower. And I'll just say, is that the one that you're
No.
talking about? Okay.
No. I'll take out the map. It's
Oh, it's a big boy.
It's on the way to Olanthius. He's south of
Gotcha.
the tower.
I guess I'm looking at something like this.
Yeah.
This.
I'm just going to add for you guys, just because you guys did do a rune check before. So that rune says the word zapper.
Hmm. 'Cause,
Yikes.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
Yikes. And Olanthius, just to reconfirm, is south of that, right? He's like in the bottom left corner or something like that. I think that's what.
Yeah, so a finger was kind of dragged across an area, but yeah, it was down in that area.
It was around these ruins, sort of over here.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, do we keep driving and see how
Well-
far we can get?
Well, we are the first real factor of where we drive is if we're going north, then there's no point to go towards the bridge. If we go towards Archon, if we're going to Olanthius, then we cross the bridge. So really, we have to decide if we're crossing the bridge or not.
I think the decision has kind of been made for us. I think we have to go find Archon and hope to fuck that we don't get killed along the way.
Yes. Agreed.
Now, I still think we travel back to Fort Knucklebone here.
Right now?
Well, given the only clue we have of where Archon may be is somewhere north of Avernus in a distant corner where prying eyes are least to see and where Tiamat has buried herself. If anybody really knows that, it probably would be Mad Maggie. Let alone if we do need to, move 6 foot adamantine rods, we might need some help with that.
The only issue being we can't even find the hill of trees, let alone the bridge to cross, let alone the river itself.
I mean, we just need to pick the destination and we'll figure it out.
Unfortunately, I disagree. I think Mad Maggie's all helped out. I think we've gotten everything that we can from her. I don't think she'd be willing to part with more machines. Not to mention that would cost us more demon blood to operate. Not to mention, on top of what Yoll said about not seeing the bridge, who knows how many days it might take us to get back to Fort Knucklebone. I think there's something about these rods that we'll just figure out once we acquire them.
Not to mention, I don't know if you noticed, but Maggie's pretty handsy.
Not to mention, sorry, last point, she's not even a warlord. There's the Werebore and the Horned Devil and the Necromancer. She's not even on the list.
Sorry, I want to clarify for you. She is. She did say. Yeah, she said she is.
sorry.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm just gonna take a brief second. Can I have
Oh,
we'll have Lemon just roll a d20 for me real quick. An 8. Okie dokie. As you guys are having this conversation, you're kind of, standing, looking different directions at each other. Buru and Yoll, the direction that you're standing, we'll call it, in terms of the map, south-southeast. You see, in particular, you, Yoll, with your distant vision. Buru, you see kind of like just like a kick up of sand and dust. Yoll, you can see that it's being caused by a machine, like another driving machine. It is quite distant, and given your current circumstance, you understand that quite distant could mean a good number of things. It could be a whole day before it gets anywhere near you. Could be a minute. But you do see that it is vaguely traveling in your direction. It's not directly pointed at you. It's more pointed just a tiny bit more westward. Also, I'm going to have Silas, if you can roll me a d4 as well.
3. Okay.
Okay.
One of us is gonna die. And it's number 1, and that's me.
Because I'm number 1.
Kidding.
I agree with going
He has
north.
the number one number of deals made with.
Number 1 most deals made.
You get a Mario Party star for that, I'm pretty sure.
What were we gonna say?
I just said I agree with going north. We don't have any information on where we should go. A place unseen, you know.
We don't
Could
have
be hard to
information
find.
about anything.
I mean, if we're all looking at that map, the top left from the map kind of makes sense. Does it?
If
I don't
we
know.
didn't-
Tiamat that
if we
big.
made every decision based on how much information we had,
We we did.
But
we would have made a hell of a lot fewer decisions.
we can't go over here because there's no bridge and there's something in between there, you know, that looks kind of dangerous.
What do you mean over here?
Like he said north, so
Yeah.
we only can go to this side.
What?
No. Sorry. I did ask that. I did reiterate. He said, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just, if you look at the map, it's north Avernus.
Yeah.
North part of Avernus in a distant corner. So it's either left or right. Pick one.
Yeah, what I'm saying is if we go north right now.
Oh,
there's
you
a
want to
riv-
go to that
there's a-
one corner?
There's a river right here. We can't go
No,
across.
that's not a river.
It's not a river.
This is not a river?
No.
No.
Oh, well, there's something there that looks dangerous.
Yeah, there's something fucking everywhere, Silas. We're in hell.
Like I said,
Derby.
let's go north. I don't got any choice.
Yeah, and it seems like at this point, neither do we.
I'm going to give you an update after that. I'll give True the update too. But from your perspective, you can see that very clearly, still heading in the same slightly more westward direction. It's gotten a decent chunk closer. It's, from your perspective, probably about 400 or 500 feet closer.
Does the machine look vaguely familiar? Like, does it look like a machine that was at Knucklebone?
Give me a perception check for that. Yes, actually, super recognizable. It is the bigger machine that you saw that you didn't take, which I'll get the name for it. I forget off the top of my head.
Destroyer or something like that? Some fucking edgy thing.
Where did I put that sucker? There we go. A demon grinder.
Something edgy.
Edgy.
But like it is, I can tell that it is the one that was left.
Same style. Same style.
But I don't know if it's the one from Knucklebone.
Well, it is definitely coming from a different direction than Fort Knucklebone. In fact, like almost the dead opposite direction.
Directions don't mean fucking nothing down here.
Fair. So it does seem a little bit strange.
I
But
say we take north.
Let's go.
okay. So where are you guys going?
North.
North. Okay. Okay. So let me just check here. So True's not back, but okay. So you guys, I assume we'll assume that Buru kind of clicks up, but yeah, you know what? We'll hold off for a minute. We'll hold off just to make sure. Oh, now Lemon's gone. Now we're all gone.
Well, I mean,
Take the opportunity. Take the opportunity. Yeah. By the way, Simo, when I saw your thing, I had to get my own thing. It's got like individual
Oh, sick.
pressing. Yeah. I actually have one of those too, the finger stretch one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm assuming this session has got you torqued as hell.
Yeah, there was I mean, just the convo with you and Yoll in the car, I was like, "Oh baby, we're back. We're back to a good spot."
Let me see something really quick on my balcony.
Planting any plants yet?
Yeah, I planted a day ago.
Where'd you get in?
I mean, we'll see what happens, but beans, radish, basil. I don't know. I just like threw all the seeds in. We'll see what happens. I put 4. I took 2 of the old planters, and I like dispersed the dirt amongst 4 because I felt like maybe the amount of soil that I bought, I like stretched too thin across 6 planters. And I was like, okay, let's just take some of the older soil, like the other soil, and kind of like get higher across the board and see if that helps. I feel like it should and will, but we'll see.
What percentage of the pot is filled on average?
It's above 50 now, which before it wasn't 50 across the board.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you definitely want more. Although the plants you chose don't require that much root, so that's
True.
you'll be okay.
I just kind of did it like preemptively.
What?
What is that shirt?
Oh, it's a. Back in 2013, it was fine.
Okay.
It's from Timothy Delgado, a long time ago.
It's not a name I know.
He's a YouTuber.
You're a YouTuber. Okay. So you guys, so these other homeboys decided to up and get on their vehicles and take off. You'll notice that the machine from the distance with his special eyes was very similar to a demon grinder, and it got about 500 feet closer during the discussion that was had. So they decided to up and get on their jet skis. Buru, unless you object, then that's where we're headed.
Up on the jet skis we go.
Okay. So you guys are heading north, which happens to be approximately a similar direction to where that tower is. So as you head up, you can see you're driving on your way. As you go, Yoll, because of seeing this thing in the distance, you as well, Buru, you may not have taken notice of it before, but your machines do a very similar thing to the machine that you saw behind you. It kicks up a shitload of dust and sand and things like that, which now, as far as you can tell, it is pretty noticeable from a distance. So you guys tear off heading north. I'm going to have whoever my drivers are. I don't think we determined that, but we can stick with the same drivers if you'd like.
might as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you guys can just rip up a D12 for me. You got a 10? Okay. Okay, so you guys start heading north, and the tower Silas was able to spot, and it does sit along the edge of the river Styx, and you guys just start tearing off roughly in that direction. Eventually, everybody can see that there is a tower there, and despite it being visible with just the naked eye, it takes quite a while to get there. it's about a half an hour until you're within, I'll say, a kilometer of it. As you drive, though, I would assume instinctively you're going to be looking for what was coming behind you. So as you do that, you take a peek behind you, and it's very clear that with the kind of disruption that you've made on the terrain, this thing that's behind you is now pointed in your direction very clearly. Seems to be going about the same pace. You guys are kind of on the throttle. So it's keeping pace with you, but still that same distance back. As you make your way up, you're about a kilometer away from what you can clearly see is this tower along the edge of the river.
I would say that I'm not like intentionally driving towards it.
Yeah. Just north being the direction you're going, just happens to be where the tower is.
Yeah.
So you can see that the river kind of bends now, and also being this kind of half an hour up, you now can see like the curvature of the river as it heads off towards the west. You can't exactly see the depth of it or the full length of it, and it cuts across in front of you as well. So heading straight north, you'd be heading at the river and the tower. And if you even went northwest or northeast, you'd also be running into the river.
I feel like at this point we just follow the river,
Yeah.
looking for anything.
Well, I don't think Archon will be near a river. He's in a corner.
Gantash is right, but
Another literal interpretation, but okay.
Where are you going?
I guess towards this thing. I don't know. I'm just deciding for the group.
Okay.
We do know.
I mean, you're in the driver's seat. I mean, there's two of you in driver's seats, but
We were told it's in north corner.
I'll just start pulling to.
north side and a corner. There's only two corners.
I think you're really taking this corner thing too literally.
Yeah, let's go there.
I mean, the other one seems more like a cool place to hang out, you know? The top left corner is like, it's like a giant dragon's head, bro. This one's like a little baby fart.
Okay, well, let's check Baby Fart first.
Yeah.
All right, because
So-
Baby Fart is right there. Dragon's Head is not.
so you're bypassing the tower then, just heading north.
Oh wait,
I want to do some spying on the tower. I want to like see, what do I like see? Watches? Do I see signs of life? Do I see like the smoke of a fire?
Yeah, so give me a perception check. Okay. So from a kilometer away, you can see this thing super clearly. I forget exactly how the math works on your ability, but you can see very clearly it's a giant, very wide tower. It is cylindrical, and it is clearly made of some sort of infernal metal and rock from Avernus. From this distance, you can even make out that on top of the tower, which is quite wide, you can see that there are some type of devils up there. You can see one that you don't really recognize what kind of devil it is. And then you can see a couple of other ones that are like bearded devils, spine devils. And they seem to just be on watch on top of this tower. Most of their focus being at the river.
At the river. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I notice anything interesting or eye-catching across the river?
No. You just see the rivers just kind of flowing along.
Okay. Well, I would suggest we bypass the tower if it's full of devils. I don't think that's a place where we will find commune.
Okay. Okay.
I say to Gantash.
I agree.
I honestly wasn't going to stop there anyway.
Yeah, a bit of a lead foot.
I'm kind of liking this driving thing.
Just turns us into the river Styx.
I mean,
I'm kind of liking this driving.
I mean, I was the one that handled the horses during the chase.
Ah, true.
Oh boy.
Yes, you did handle the carriage for a good 15, 20 minutes.
During
While we were fighting for our lives.
the height of the action.
Yeah, okay. Let's remember who stayed up all day and all night to get us to where we needed to get as quickly as possible. Anyway, so let's just follow the river. Let's head up this way.
Okay, grumpy shells.
I want to
Okay.
start working on the like bent hunks of metal that are on the harpoon launcher. I want to start trying to like straightening that shit out.
Okay.
I want to begin my tinkering.
Okay. Give me this is a little bit of a tricky one.
Use for it.
Yeah.
Like I got a bunch of shit. Like I can use the blunt end of a dagger, or I have a quarterstaff that I could just wail on it.
Sure, give me an inspection check to start, or investigation, sorry.
Sure. Oh, this is my specialty.
Ooh, baby. I'll say at your first kind of look over from the thing, it looks really mangled. You're thinking you're probably gonna need something a little heavy duty to get it together.
So I can't even start to like unkink the dents in the metal?
No, you can. You can absolutely do that. But to reattach it kind of thing, you're like, okay, that's a big...
Listen, I have no doubt that I don't know how to reattach it yet.
Okay. So what I'm going to say then for you guys is you start ripping your way up towards the northeast of the map, following along the river's edge. I'll put you guys up a little bit here. And very clearly now, Buru, you catch it as well, having noticed it earlier. Yoll, you very clearly see that they are, whatever that thing is that's chasing you, looks very much like a demon grinder. It is changing course entirely to come up northeast now. It is no longer heading west. And from this distance, you catch a glimpse of something else riding alongside it. So there's actually two vehicles that you can see now.
Oh boy.
One is a demon
Very
grinder.
explicitly changed course to follow us.
100%. So it had already changed course, like you were going up here. It already changed course to follow you, and now it's following along with you along the river's edge. I think that's a good spot to call it, actually. I think that's a good closing. I think everybody's starting to fade a little bit. There was a pretty big exposition session. But yeah, we'll call it there. You guys notice these things are following you, and pedals to the metal.
Hoorah.